How have I not heard about this? Kiyotaka Oshiyama, the director of Look Back, recently sat down in an interview with Chris Sanders, the director of Lilo and Stitch, the How to Train Your Dragon series, and most recently, The Wild Robot. And the best part of this interview has to be Chris and Oshiyama just fangirling over each other's films. Oshiyama talked about how The Wild Robot seemed to have taken animation to another level, being able to blend 3D CGI images with hand-drawn animation to depict nature. And Chris spoke about Look Back's hand-drawn charm. It made me keenly aware that there is no technology that can replace hand-drawn expression. When I saw your film, I thought, oh, we're artists with similar values. What's more is that Chris and Oshiyama go pretty in-depth about their respective creative processes and the stark difference in American and Japanese productions. Chris talked about how little time he had to work on some storyboards for certain scenes because of time constraints, instead having to rely heavily on his team for certain scenes. And vice versa, Oshiyama talked about how he pretty much had to storyboard everything for Look Back, and the struggles of not being able to properly coordinate, communicate, and rely on his team for certain scenes. It's an interesting retrospect of each director's creative processes and the strengths and weaknesses of both. But this interview is such an interesting read, and if you're interested in animation or different directors' creative processes, I would highly recommend checking it out. You can find the full interview on Movie Walker Press's website, and I'm going to leave links to the interview as well. Give it a read, let me know what you think, and what you think about these two masters of their craft geeking out together and talking about their process.